Hey everybody, this is Robert People of robertpeople.com, and you are listening to People's Court. Thanks for joining me. It is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. Hope everyone is having a great start to the new year. If you are not, there's a whole lot of year left. So remember, it's not about how you start, but how you finish. So hang in there. Things will get better for you. Talking today about the government shutdown. We are past 1 month, and it doesn't look to be any end in sight. The most troubling part for me in this whole process, aside from the fact that 800,000 people are not being paid, 800,000 workers are not being paid, is a simple fact: is the nonchalance from Republicans in this whole situation. Not only that, but how the GOP supporters can still come out here and make this a both sides issue. Now, the both sides thing, you almost lose me the minute you start saying both sides. Because, understandably, there are a lot of instances where both sides are at fault. You have kids who are fighting over something silly. You come in, you tell them both to stop. Okay, kids in gym class or something like that, gym teacher comes in, they're fighting over who should have the ball, playing basketball, whatever the case. Yeah, there's a lot of very clear both sides issues that, in which cases it is both responsible for, petty things like that. But if you were walking down the street, you saw a man beating on a woman, would you get between them and say, both of you need to stop this? Or is it pretty evident that there's only one person at fault there? Now, when you see the man wailing on the woman, yeah, we can try to be technical and say, well, we don't know what she did beforehand or what she did to deserve it and so on and so forth. But let's be logical here. Let's be logical, because to be completely honest, and forgive me, I'm fighting the flu right now, so please forgive the extra sounds and noises and everything that you hear. But let's be reasonable about this. Even more troubling than that is in the beginning of all this, before this happened, I want to say up to about 2 weeks before this took place, the president, Donald Trump himself, on video more than once said, I will own the shutdown. I will own the shutdown, and I will not even blame you for it. Video, he said this. No altered, no fake news, no somebody said he did this, no Tyrone cousin said that JoJo's uncle saw him and heard somebody else say it. We all see him saying this. Now, it's not like he needed to tell us, yes, it falls on the president, because as we recall, in 2013, during a government shutdown under the Obama administration, who but Trump came out to say a shutdown falls on the president's lack of leadership. And the president should be blamed for it. And I promise a lot of you Trump supporters out there, I'm pretty sure you jumped up on your tables, your whatever you have. I almost went somewhere with that one. And you applauded him saying that. So help me understand, what's the difference here? What makes that shutdown on the president, but this one not? Especially when Donald Trump himself said over and over again that he would own it. Now, again, it's not like he has to tell us that it's his fault. Of course it is, because he has the power to stop this thing. But what's the difference? So many things fall on the president. So how is it different in this case? This shouldn't be. Now, what doesn't make sense are the brainwashed individuals continuing to follow wherever he goes. My mother has an expression, the blind leading the blind. And that's what this is. He says one thing, you all applaud. Trump supporters I'm talking about. He says something else that contradicts the first thing, you applaud that too, without questioning anything, without questioning. He says a third thing that contradicts both the first and the second thing. You go on, you applaud that. Then he comes back and says something totally ridiculous, off the wall. Yeah, we can expect that every couple of days. Something that doesn't make any kind of in no universe does it make sense. And what do? You're just like, hey, that's our president, and you just go on with it. It's crazy. This whole thing began before he took office. When he said, we're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. Now, let's not play stupid with this. As long as he's not a Democrat, he can do whatever he feels like, to some of you. We already know this. Okay. So, and Hillary Clinton's the other choice? No. Oh, wait. We'll go with Trump. Whatever he's about, we'll go with him because we just don't like Hillary Clinton, right? We'll just go with whatever Trump says. So he comes and he talks about we're going to put a wall up. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We don't need to research anything or try to figure out how this could be, what the pros and cons are. No need to do all that. He's not Hillary Clinton, so let's just go with it, right? Now, over all this time, a lot of studies from experts, not people sitting on social media at the house, but experts, engineering experts, have come out to speak. People way more educated than this have come out to speak about about why a simple wall is not enough to stop the problem. Not that we need them to come out and say anything, because it's been well documented in the news as well that there's all kinds of ways people are getting here. They're staying on expired visas, coming through tunnels. This is in the news. The news, newspapers, it's people are coming out and straight up, once they're getting caught, they're saying, hey, this is how we did it. So why are we stuck on just this wall? But anyway, this thing began with him saying that Mexico was going to pay for this wall. And during a rally, I believe, is when people all chanted Mexico, right? Everybody chanted Mexico. So where are we right now? We've gotten to a place where Mexico said, in so many words, go have a seat. We're not paying for anything. So then Trump said, oh, trust me, they will. Nah, they're not. So here we are. And then this GoFundMe account, this GoFundMe page starts. Now it's on us. Which some of us were predicting to begin with. We were predicting this. But this GoFundMe started, and everybody, all the Trump supporters were like, yes, oh yeah, we're getting this wall. The goal was $1 billion. I don't even know if it cracked 20 million, but everybody's rushing to do that. Everybody's happy. But again, Mexico's not paying for it. So something that it was proclaimed that Mexico was going to pay for, and they're not paying for it now. Now it's on you. But hey, he's not a Democrat, right? So let's just go with this. As long as we can say Democrats are losing, long as in our minds we can say Democrats are losing, that's all we need to worry about. The GoFundMe thing goes down. That's not going anywhere. Then you have people coming out and saying, oh, Mexico's going to pay for it, indirectly and all this. Number one, they're not. Mexico's not paying for anything. Nothing indirect, end of story. We're not going to keep going there. We're not going to stay long on that one. But here we are more than a month into this. And since this whole thing started, even a little bit before, not even a week, I believe, after Donald Trump said he would own the shutdown, he's done nothing but say it's the Democrats' fault that it happened. Now, how do you cheer him saying he's going to own the shutdown and at the same time cheer him blaming the Democrats for it? That doesn't make sense. You're either brainwashed or just plain ignorant. It's one of the two. Those are the only two options there, because he's giving you two choices and two totally opposite choices, and you're applauding both. That doesn't work. Like certain foods, for example. You can't like and hate certain foods. It's either one or the other, right? it doesn't make sense. And while we're making this, we're continuing to make this a Republican Democrat thing. People are out of work. People are struggling. And the whole thing is let's not worry too much about why they're struggling. They're struggling because they're not getting paid for working. That's why. These are not moochers. These are not people who are clearly abusing the system. These are people who, until this started, was getting up every morning, going to work, earning a living. So as much as we want to try to make this some type of crazy thing, let me explain what I mean about crazy thing. Because before this broadcast, I decided to take a look at some comments that were left on social media page in reference to, I believe there was a story that just came out about a gentleman who approached a GOP congressman who was first class on a flight and asked how he felt comfortable being on that flight. Yeah, this story, I just saw this, Brooke. I don't know how long ago it came out, but I saw it just before coming on here. I just wanted to put this out on time. But yeah, he was approached and asked, how you feel comfortable flying first class when there are people within the government not working? And folks are responding. Folks against that treatment are responding with not caring. This is where we are. People are straight up saying they don't care now because these are government workers. They're not all government workers, though. But that's what they're saying. These are all government workers. Who cares? They have this fat benefits package, right? They get all these benefits. They have all this. They're just not doing anything anyway. And this is called lacking education. TSA, Coast Guard, these fat benefits package? No. If the Coast Guard doesn't stay in, if members of the Coast Guard don't retire, that whatever fat benefits package you think they're getting, that's not happening. And after you serve for 20 plus years, I think you've earned some of it, by the way, speaking as someone who just retired from the Army after 21 years. You're damn right we've earned it. But we're not talking about people who have stayed in 20, 25 years. We're talking about folks who just started the job, or those who don't get these fat benefits that you're thinking they're getting. Now we're putting it squarely on the Democrats. And I'm thankful that Madam Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer are not budging. They shouldn't budge. There's no reason they should budge with this. Donald Trump is holding American workers. One more time, I say workers. Hostage. I was saying it before anybody opened their mouths to say it themselves. Hostage. He's holding them hostage. You cannot sit here and say, I'm going to shut the government down, pound the table just because anytime something doesn't go the way you want it to. That's not the way you do it. There's all kinds of ways you can make things happen as the president, but that's not one of them. Especially when you sat there in the beginning and said you would own the shutdown. Now, for those who are all supporting this, take a look at yourselves in the mirror and ask, what is my problem? What are you supporting? You're supporting him saying he owns it. You're supporting him blaming the Democrats for it. You support the fact that all these people are out of work. Which is it? 1 month of people not working and not getting paid. And only people from a place of privilege can speak about how easy these folks have it, or how this is not that big of a thing. Or the classic, they'll all get back pay, don't worry about it. Let me tell you something about back pay. Guess what, people? That has to be voted on too. So back pay is not guaranteed. Oh, and by the way, let's not forget to mention all these rental offices, telephone companies, other utility companies. Are they going to just sit back and wait till this back pay kicks in? If you know of any who do or will, let me know. Because some have already kicked back saying, hey, sorry for you, but money's due. They want to see something on the table or it's a wrap. That's it. This shutdown needs to end, and I mean like yesterday. It's on Donald Trump. End of story. Again, this is Robert People of RobertPeople.com. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.